Hey guys, Slimber here, and today we're going to do a video on this really dumbass ad I saw on YouTube. So let's get right into this, shall we?
Well, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for, but I am here to tell you who not to vote for.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but telling somebody as to who not to vote for is the same thing as telling them as to who to vote for.
Don't vote for anyone who says, "I'll fight for you."
Who do I vote for then? The guy who says, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck you over, buddy. Oh yeah. I want this man to be president."
Because that person is full of crap and has no intention of not only fighting for you, he doesn't know who you are. He or she's just moving on to the next town where they can point at the next sap and say, "I'll fight for you."
He's got a point that a lot of politicians pretend to be cool with us, but the real thing is that is not something to look out for. What to look out for is what their plan is to fight for us.
So tired of these politicians and their town hall meetings when somebody stands up and says, "I'm pregnant with quadruplets, been put on academic probation at the junior college, and my milkman hates my guts."
None of that sounds like that is any of the politicians' problem, buddy.
What are you going to do for me? And my answer is nothing. But here's the good news. We live in the United States. You can do something for you.
Assuming you're rich.
Feel free to get a job and fight to keep it.
Assuming you can get a job and the unemployment rate isn't high.
Let me give you a really good example of people doing too much for others and us coming apart at the seams as a society.
People coming together is dividing people? Well, I'd like to see where your fucking science comes from, Einstein.
You guys remember when you were kids and you'd fake an illness and you'd stay home from school? And you'd sit there on your sofa and you'd watch daytime TV.
No, if I was faking an illness, I wasn't going to be a complete retard about it and go right in the fucking living room and watch TV.
Hey, I'm Wally Thorpe, School of Trucking. You can get to trucking too. Be a long-haul trucker. Get your license. Hit the open road. Make a good living.
And fuck trainees!
Learn typewriter repair. Learn toaster repair. Remember all of those commercials? Every single commercial was geared to somebody who was out of work, but who wanted to work.
I mean, I remember them, but most of them were scams.
Why? Well, it's Tuesday. It's noon. Who's going to be home watching this TV show?
The sick kid?
People who are out of work. What do people who are out of work want to do? They want to get to work. Thus, they learn to drive an 18-wheeler. Now, look at every commercial that's on during daytime TV. Wrongfully let go by an employer, slip and fall in a supermarket, you can sue.
I mean, yeah, if somebody's being negligent on their job and they fucking leave water everywhere without putting a sign and you slip and fucking break your fucking neck, yeah, I think they owe you money for your hospital bills. That's pretty simple, buddy.
Hi, I'm attorney Lance Bassman, and I'll fight for you.
Even with your acting, I can't believe you're an attorney, because you sound like a complete idiot. Then again, Rudy Giuliani's an attorney.
See? The same people that say they're going to fight for you are the same people trying to get you free crap when you won't get off your ever-enlarging butt that's now melding and becoming one with your sofa. Fixing your screwed-up life is not the government's job. And by the way, when does the government do a good job at fixing anything?
When it's ran by people who actually care about the average person?
I mean, I live in Los Angeles. We pay the most in taxes, and we get the least in education.
I'm about 30 minutes away from Detroit. Did you know they don't get even school buses in Detroit right now? They can't afford them. You don't get the least in education, buddy. We do.
I want the government to do stuff that I can't do. Stop a war. End a plague. That kind of stuff.
This man's like fucking Superman. He could fix an economy by himself. But stopping a plague or ending a war, that's his fucking kryptonite, bro.
Stuff involving me, stuff involving my family, stuff involving my community, I can handle that. Also, don't vote for the politician who says, "I know it's not a level playing field, I'm going to level it for you." That's impossible. It is mathematically impossible to have a level playing field. What are we going to do about fat people being discriminated against? Some people are born with one limb shorter than the other. Other people are born with a Brillo head. There's nothing we can do about it.
I do think that we shouldn't be so protective of fat people that aren't fat from some sort of like disability or something, where in a way that they can't help it. But if you're telling me that we shouldn't have Braille somewhere for blind people to read in government buildings or whatever, dude, you're a fucking retard.
The government's job is to clear the playing field, not level the playing field. Since it's impossible for them to level the playing field, just clear it of all the landmines and all the barbed wire and let us get to work.
No, the government's job is to represent us as people.
And don't worry, this is a great country. The harder you work, the more you score, and eventually your team goes to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, football! Look, that's not how the world works. If the world really worked that way, do you think the wealth gap would be that fucking high?
So let's review. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'll tell you who not to vote for.
Let's review. Those mean the same things.
Don't vote for the guy who says he's going to get rid of all your problems, take care of you, and tuck your kids in at night. You see, humans need challenges to overcome.
Right. Here, I have a solution, right? For people who can't afford their medicine and that they really need for their life. Why don't you try dying? Overcome the challenge.
Just like a muscle needs resistance to grow. In a zero-gravity environment, an astronaut's muscles atrophy because there is no resistance. The government giving you a bunch of handouts and living your life for you is basically the equivalent of doing push-ups in outer space.
No, what a handout is when the government bails out a big business that's failing and tax us more.
Look, Ma, I can clap 5 times just like Rocky in between sets. Big government is like the void of space. It's massive, constantly expanding, and if we immerse ourselves in it, we'll simply wither away.
And having little government fucks us over too. That's why you need to stay down the fucking middle.
I'm Adam Carolla for Prager University.
I'm Adam Carolla, and I'm a fucking dumbass who doesn't understand how the world works. Well, that's all, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment. I know this wasn't really a funny video, but yeah, Slimber out.